And, just so you know, we have 367 teams with 9,005 players, 1,073 alumni, and 68,470 correct answers. And a possible 27,475 points.
Wow. How are we going to do this now? We're going to do it?
Well, you can point your finger at it.
And then we'll do it.
Go ahead.
As always, we hand out a trophy for the team that places in the year of trivia. And this year was year 49. In 49.
And next year it'll be 50.
50, right.
But then the next year it'll be 51.
Right. You're catching on.
Yep. And then the next year it'll be 52. And last year it was 48.
You got it covered, don't you?
I do.
In 49th place this year with 9,330 points.
2 years ago it was 47.
Just keep going. Is TDSTR.
48 years ago was the first year.
Up and down the dark shaft. Congratulations again in 49th place this year with 9,330 points is TDSTR, Up and Down the Dark Shaft. Yes.
Well, I'm just going to look around here. So,
you want to have him come sit by you?
No, John. Okay. Do you know what kind
Since you're at the little kid table.
Shut the hell up. I don't, why, how is it that you guys keep putting the small chair under my hand?
You were the one that grabbed that one. Your chair's available.
There you go.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Two Chicago phone books.
I suddenly feel, and now I've got beer muscles too. So, okay, the funniest thing that happened this weekend, and it was at somebody's expense, and she's really a nice woman, she really is, but I'm sorry, I just have to do this. So, the last question of hour 53 is a question about what kind of guitar John Lennon played in the rooftop, in the what?
I want to go for a bit. Just keep going.
In this rooftop concert. And so John and I, wait a minute, John and I, we wrote it out phonetically.
Pronouncers.
And with pronouncers. And so Katie reads the answer, and it's an Epiphone guitar.
Well, you should write it.
But Katie reads it an Epiphone. So about a minute later, I get a phone call. I get a complaint line phone call. And this woman is laughing so hard that I swear to God she wet her pants. She was laughing, and she's just totally incoherent. You couldn't make anything out of her. And she's laughing, and she says, and she's going, it's like, okay, the millennials are coming, and we're screwed. And she's laughing so hard. And I'm like, well, this is really funny, and and all of that. And it kept getting more and more and more and more that she's laughing. And the more she's laughing, she's making me laugh. And so he's going on and on and on and on and on. And finally I say, oh, well, okay, I got to get going and stuff. And so he hung up. And so then a little while later, 10 seconds later, the phone rings, and I pick it up, and it's Steve Searing, the station advisor. And when he called, and he said, hi, and I recognized his voice immediately, well, that just pushed me over the edge, and I started laughing like a hyena. I was laughing so hard, and he starts laughing, and he says, what's so funny? I said, okay, And I explained this whole thing to him, and then he starts laughing, and then you ask the first question of hour 54.
Oh, no.
And he says, well, I've got the answer here. Can you just take down the answer for my team, and then, you can put it into the computer. And I said, well, why don't you call in on your Epi phone? And that was it. We were both gone. It was it was insane. So then we hang up, and the phone rings again. And it's this woman again. And she's just in hysterics. And we're talking and talking. And I finally realized it's Lisa from Graduates of a Lesser God. And I'm like, she was laughing so hard I couldn't recognize her voice. Oh my God. And so finally we get off the phone, and I had been telling people about this woman that had called and was laughing so hard. I told John Lewis and Laura Lewis and Randy. And then I went back and I said, it was Lisa Kanens. And they said, and you didn't recognize her voice? I said, oh no, she was a blubbering idiot. So, sorry Lisa, sorry Katie. But, so next year I've decided that for the complaint line, I'm going to ask Cellcom if they can give me an Epi phone for the thing. I just had to say. So that was the funniest thing that happened over the weekend.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. I had a Saturday morning to go outside. We had to move the cars. And I go outside, and my socks get all wet. And my feet were wet all day Saturday. And then Saturday night, I didn't go, and I had to stay here. And I slept all night with wet socks on. And then Sunday morning, I got up, and I come out, and I'm walking around in my wet socks. And so I decide, well, I've got one pair of dry socks with me, so I'm going to put them on Sunday morning because I'm figuring I'll have all day Sunday with dry socks. I get my socks on, I take the old ones, put them in my bag, and so I put my feet in my shoes, and I go like, this feels really good. John comes in and he says, come on, the plows are out there, we got to go move our cars. So I walk out to the car, I get in the car, and my feet are just filled. I don't think I could have packed another snowflake in my stupid shoes. I don't know how it happened, but my feet were even wetter today
Than they were
yesterday. So tomorrow, while everybody's sleeping, I'm going to get up, and I'm going to set my feet up in the air and have them dry for quite a bit of the day.
I'm glad I'm not going to be within nose shot.
No, and then once I put my socks on, then they'll start sweating.
There you go.
In 10th place with 13,165 points. Speaking of the devil, it's Graduates of the Lesser God. And we did not ask the teams down tonight, and I called quite a few of them and explained that it's insanity to try and be driving around. So, and they were all, man, that's cool.
They get it.
Well, one of the teams said, well, good thing you made that decision because there's no way in the world we're ever going to get out of where we're at. So,
in 9th place this year, Trivia 49, the Rush of 49, with 13,310 points is Knights of Neek.
Yeah. In 8th place, 13,650 points is Base Mentality. Pull my gold finger.
In 7th place with 13,800 points is 24 Karat Network.
Yeah. In 6th place with 13,870 points is Tin Man.
That's the team I won't see till next week, right? And in 5th place with 14,535 points is Ugly Undulating Uvulas.
Yeah. In 224th place, it's still Shug Fieri.
No.
Just saying.
Okay. But it's dried out.
It's dried out. In fourth place, 15,025 points, is Lactation Nation, Wild Wild Breast.
In third place with 16,045 points is Trivial Pursuit, Minor Threat.
In second place, 17,110 points, Dad's Computers, 40. The Dad Remembers.
And in first place, Trivia 49, The Rush of 49. With 17,865 points is Festivus for the Rest of Us.
Yeah. And now, because everything's different, we're doing it different this year. I'm just going to do a couple of things here, so stick around. I'm going to put up my little special seat. Just have it standing. Did I wreck it? Okay, fine, that's fine. And I'm just going to bring up some of the people so that you know what was going on this weekend. And they don't know this was going to happen. Of course, I didn't know either. I just made it up as we're going along because there's a normal way that we do this every year, but we're not going to do it this way this year. So I'm just going to start and go around the room. Nathan Hanson, come on up. Nathan Hanson is sports director at 90 FM, and Nathan took care of getting food for us this weekend. And I have to tell you a story about this. Normally, it's,
What story?
Oh no, just the whole weekend. Normally, it's just, you go, you get this, you get that. Oh, give me that ticket. We're gonna get it fixed.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
Oh, you got it taken care of. Okay. And so, then the snow. Normally, it's just you go out and you get the food, and then comes 24 inches of God blessed snow, and oh my God, how many times did you have to push your car out of?
Twice.
Twice this weekend. And
Only
then,
twice.
But you were digging out there for a long time yesterday.
At 3 in the morning.
At 3 in the morning. And everywhere, he's got all these places lined up where we're going to get food from here and food from there. And he get these phone calls. Yeah, we're closing. Yeah, we're closed. Nobody came into work today, so we're closed. And he's really out there just like, we're not going to get anything. It's bad. And it was. But
he kept the family fed.
He kept the family fed. You'll notice that I didn't lose anything this weekend. So, but Nathan, you did a great job in spite of that. Seriously, man. And coming along next, our public relations director, Ben Karowski, who was on the air right after me, and last year and this year. And he's, how you doing?
Tired, but I'm good.
He's tired, but good. Well, good. And so he's going to be on Real World. And so I'll be looking forward to seeing you on Real World. So when is the tryouts again?
We're working on that.
We're working on that. Okay, all right.
We're progressing through.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. All right. Eli Plunkett is the business manager at the station, and
Fingers.
yeah, we call him Light Fingers Plunkett. And Ashley's sitting there. How did you know I do that all the time and call him that? And so, but the interesting story about Eli this week, and it was a really great. I think it was a great weekend for Eli because he was head operator, and I just passed by him and we started talking, and he says, I had anxiety about this. I was going to fail at this, and it was going to be terrible. And I don't know, it was like you had been up there like your second hour or something.
Yeah.
It was why you'd been up doing it for a while, and you said, I don't know what I was thinking about. This is cool. I'm having a blast, man.
It's so much fun.
It was great, man. It was so cool. That was really great. Thanks. And, you know, of course, there's times like 3 or 4 in the morning. Hey, Eli, count this. Count this. Every time he'd walk by, I'd say, hey, you got to count this. And so he did that. And he is just always accessible. Then next is Leo White, who is the underwriting director at the station here. And this is your first semester on exec staff. You took over at the semester.
Yes, sir.
And, yes, sir. What am I, Art Linkletter? And that went right over everybody's head because I'm really an old guy.
Yeah, I'm 19, 20 years
Are you
old.
really?
20.
I'm only 22. But you know, the thing is Leo is pretty. You were really. Did you have fun this weekend?
Oh, always, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good, man. Because
Slept well, too.
you slept well.
Yeah, for the first time. Last year I did not.
Who the hell do you think you are sleeping on trivia weekend? No, you really just like. Do you normally not sleep well?
Yeah. Especially in the winter, it's hard to get to sleep, and I always stay up late, and then I have like class at 8 a.m. every day, so.
Oh.
So
Okay.
this weekend was pretty nice. As far as
Cool, man. And you got some underwriting. For
I
us.
did. I have more in store too for the end of the year.
Okay, excellent, man.
So we
Thank
can-
you. Logan Ingram is a production director here at the station. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
Wait a minute. Something's missing. You don't have your earbuds in. It's hard to recognize you without them in. I'm sorry.
See,
And
my parents say the same thing.
oh, really? Okay. And you had really an amazing amount of production that you had to get done, as usual for trivia and all the other stuff, and pretty good. And when the hell are the Beatles Fest things going to start? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But did you have fun getting your crew together and getting
Oh,
the
yeah.
focuses? And
Yeah.
how do you think the focuses turned out?
It became kind of a challenge for the final focus, cutting things, so it went pretty well.
Okay. Was there was one who was in there and they were like they said we had 6 minutes of great stuff and it was really hard to decide what to cut. Bruce had that, yeah. And the two of you. Oh, okay. You were pointing at her and she was going, oh, okay. Oh, I get it. That's millennial talk. It's this thing. They're doing this. I don't know what the heck that means.
I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, see, okay. See, he's on my side. All right. Oh, no, he's not. Okay. All right, so...
There are no sides here.
all right. So did you have fun this weekend, though, for sure?
Oh, yeah,
All
I
right,
did.
good. Yeah. I noticed you did a lot of sitting down over that away and then over that away and then back in there. Where were you hiding these last 4 hours that you were getting those the final focus done?
The newsroom?
Were you really?
Yeah, that's where the computer is.
I thought you were like watching your
Oh.
Morty and Rick
No.
and Morty or something. No?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, every time I walked through there, I saw Rick and Morty on. No, never mind. I'm just kidding. All right.
No, you didn't.
All right. And yeah. And our news director with the greatest John Wayne impression I've ever seen, Allie. How you doing, Allie?
Oh, I'm not doing too shabby. How about you, Ross?
Oh, I'm doing good. Did you got some good sleep late or this early this afternoon or
Yeah.
evening? You didn't you?
Tapped out at about 4:30 and got a little bit of sleep, so
That's
that was
good.
Yeah.
News department really stepped up for you this weekend.
Oh
didn't
yeah, they were great. I'm just so proud of all of them. They did awesome.
No, honest to God, they did you well. They
Yeah, they
really
really
did you
did.
well. That was cool. So, and you're buzzing out this year, huh? You're not coming back. Boy, you are such a disappointment. Oh, sorry.
Well, I'll be
No.
I'll be back. You can't get rid of me that fast.
Okay, good. Thanks. All right. Good job. Thank you.
You too.
And you know, the flood of social media, which is taking over the universe. And Ashley Panka is really the one. Panka does our stuff here, and how do you? I mean, like, you just always doing it, shoving it out there, and it's great. I mean, how do you get like everything at once, or do you have to do each thing individually?
Just kind of sit, and you have a bunch of tabs open, and you just check them, and then you refresh them, and then you say things to people, and then you keep doing it.
Oh, you make it sound like it's actually easy, and it's not. Come on, you know it's not. Well, but you're doing okay at it,
Hey,
and
thanks.
yeah, no, really.
You're doing okay at this.
What? Yeah, you think maybe I'll get get asked back to write another contest? I don't know. Well, you know, and one of the things, most of these people are leaving, and Ashley is one of them. You're graduating, and but for those of you that are out there thinking, I got to nab her up, she really doesn't want to work 40 hours a week, so you can kiss that off
You'll
right
do
away.
it.
She'll do it,
hire
but doesn't
me.
want to.
I need a job.
But if you pay her, okay, here's the deal: $100,000 a year, and she'll work 40 hours a week.
Yeah, I don't need that much.
Okay, 95.
I'm gonna take it.
Oh, you want to take it? All right. Thanks. And our music director, Bruce. And
That's not my real name.
I know, honest to God, she actually has an absolutely beautiful name, Lucia.
Yeah, it's got a funny spelling too.
Well, yeah. Well, nobody can spell her name the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
It's, you know, that's why everybody just calls her Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she does the music direction for the station, which is, if you don't have a concept of what it involves, but every CD that comes into the station and every band that wants music played on the station that sends, oh, well, you can have an electronic download, and so then Bruce has to get on the computer and do the download and then put it onto a CD and make sure it's electronically backed up and all of that stuff. And then, but, you know, your office really is kind of sloppy. Just saying.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. But you know what? Okay, I'm just telling you, seriously, it's a sign of a really brilliant mind.
It's organized chaos.
It's right.
The
See,
job is all about making piles,
that's.
and that's what I told.
I lived
my
in
replacement.
piles.
Yeah, it's just
Everywhere
piles.
is piles and piles and piles.
And it makes sense to me.
Yeah, good.
So,
So, and you're not going to be back next year,
No.
which you're really fun to have around. So,
Thank you.
Cool. Good luck to you. Who's next here? Come on up here, iPhone. Okay, go ahead. Just go ahead. All right, just go ahead. Kick me. No.
right
Katie,
phonetically
station
better.
manager. Write phonetically better. Okay. Yeah, Katie's done a really good job this year after 2 years as news director. And she's, you know, so I knew she was ready to be station manager. Last year it was like 3 weeks before trivia. And the rest of the executive staff, they're all saying, yeah, I want to do news. I want to do news. And she kept saying, okay, you guys, make sure you get in your air checks, get in your air checks, get in your air checks over the last week. And she says, get your damned air checks in. And I thought, yeah, that's the way to do it. And you didn't she do something like that at one of our meetings this year recently? She said, you guys do this or something? I don't know. I just get that picture of you. Okay. Anyway, so did you think everything went well this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Boy, you don't sound very confident at all.
I think I did okay. except for a couple of words that I guess I can't say.
Just by phone.
Yeah, I guess.
But you think the staff did well?
Oh yeah, I have never seen executive staff here as much as I did this year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a lot of the regular staff stepped up too, which is always very cool.
Yeah.
And what are the prospects for this coming year for exec staff and general staff you can't know, but exec, think we're going to have a pretty good staff?
The people who have talked to me and who have talked to the rest of the outgoing executive staff really did a lot this weekend and in the weekends and weeks coming up to this. So if that's any indicator, I think we're in pretty good hands.
Cool. And I just want you to know that whoever it is that you get to replace, you have to have somebody on executive staff that's going to carry on the bucket brigade.
Yes.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you. And that's all I see of exec staff. I know there's more exec staff. I just don't see any more here. So they're sleeping. Okay. Anyway, thank you, all of you guys, and thank the rest of the general staff at the station. John Eckendorf, who, although he has this problem of pointing to where I'm supposed to read next, I think everything went well. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a good weekend. It was great.
Yep.
I mean,
The weather was just, aces, man. I don't think we could have had a better weekend weather than this.
yep. It wasn't shorts weather, was it?
No.
How many years have we been able to wear shorts?
All I know is
Not
my
this year.
feet have been wet since Saturday morning.
Yeah, and I know we're done, and I know it's on to the next one. Year 50, Trivia
right.
50.
You bet.
Wow.
Come back. We'll see you next year. Thank you, everybody. Thanks to all the people that put this together. We have a great staff. And,
We got mean tweets coming.
when are we doing that?
Friday,
Mean tweets.
Friday, April 20th, we'll be recording mean tweets. So if you have any last-minute remarks, you use hashtag Trivia49. I'm sorry, pound Trivia49.
Yeah.
Get those in.
No, wait a minute. For people that are hip, it's hashtag. For old farts, it's pound.
So if you have any last-minute remarks about this contest, get those in. Friday, April 20th, we are recording that. There's also another video that's coming out that I'm not revealing any of the details of, but please look forward to that. It's going to be awesome. So this is the second edition of Mean Tweets, and I hope you're looking forward to doing it.
I am really looking forward to it because people aren't mean to me. They're really nice to me because I'm always nice to them, too. All right. Thanks, everybody, and good night. We'll see you next year.